Donut SMP is Minecraft's biggest server, and people love to make tons of money on it. And you might be wondering, how do people even make this money? Well, they use two methods, bone meal and kelp, and bone meal is the better one. You see, bone meal works by bone mealing moss, which gives you more moss, and then you take that moss and put it in a composter, and then that composter gives you bone meal. But wait, what if we just keep the moss and forget the bone meal? Basically, we're going to build a bone meal farm, but then get rid of the composters. Alright, now that the farm's done, I want to explain to you how this works. One bone meal makes 16 to 20 moss, and 9 bone meal goes for $580 on orders. Moss goes for around 10 to 30, and it goes for around 150k on auction per shulker. Basically, you're making anywhere from $100 to $400 of moss per one bone meal, compared to the $60 per bone meal by itself. This is basically 5 times profit. It's just harder to make a farm is big enough. I personally use this method to go from like 200 mil to 400 mil in just a few days. Alright, the entire reason you guys clicked on the video. It's time to show you the farm. If the farm isn't working, make sure all the water is outside of the dispensers, because sometimes it won't fire correctly. Side note, make sure to put the buckets back into the dispensers once you're done. Also, another reason the farm might not be working is because the stone generators might be cooked, so you're just going to have to do the same thing with the lava by taking it out of the dispensers and putting it where it should be. If there's already stone where the lava should be, you should be fine. You can put it there if you want as well. In a moment, I'm going to have my alt AFK the farm. Alright, so it's time to fill up the farm. So what we're going to do is we're going to place an order for bone meal. And it's probably going to be around 10,000 bone meal, I'd say. And I say that we make the order for like 59. It's pretty good. And it's like 590k. So that's all it costs to run for 3 hours, which is insane. Alright, so now we're going to fill up the farm. So just put around 2 pages in the top hopper. Alright guys, it's time for the 1 hour test. So we're gonna AFK for about an hour. I have my alt AFK right now, so I'll tell you guys about that when it's done. But this one makes around 36 shulkers an hour. It might make a little bit more. Basically, each shulker goes for around 100 to 200k on auction. So this farm actually makes anywhere from $5 million to $10 million an hour. And this is only 5 modules. I'm gonna make like an 8 module, which is gonna make me like $12 to $20 million, which is crazy. It really depends on the prices at the time. Like, you kind of just have to get a little bit lucky, but there's always gonna be demand for moss because of base building and stuff, so yeah. Also, the farm does produce a little bit of bone meal, as you'll see a little bit later in the video, and that sells for around 100 to 200k. It just depends on how long you're AFKing, and there's like more storage you can make. Okay, also you can do orders. It is a little bit less. It only makes around 2 to 3 mil an hour on orders if you're lucky. But there is some orders that you can catch that are good, as you'll see in a second. Alright, I'm gonna check orders from Moss. Let's see. Ooh, 1k each. Yo, wait, hold up. I'm gonna do this. 357,000 bet. Alright, so as I said earlier, it makes some bone meal, so I ended up selling that, and that made around $133,000 in around an hour, so that's pretty good. Now it's time for the results. Alright, so I AFK'd for around an hour, and the total was approximately $5.17 million in 1 hour, and Moss was down at this time. If this farm is working properly and Moss is up, you're going to get upwards to $10 million an hour for only 5 modules. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. This took me a pretty decent amount of time, so I really appreciate that you clicked on this. Yeah, if you could share this with a friend, that'd be great. I'd love to have Dr. Donut react to this. So yeah, by the way, each module takes around 10 to 15 minutes to build, so it's pretty quick and it makes you a lot of money, just so you know. Alright, so hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much. Bye.
Whoa, future editor me here. Bro, Moss just blew up. It's 400k a shulker because of the new update. This is crazy.